I was doing a little bit of calculating about effectiveness for pellet rifles, pistols, BB guns, to see what penetration they would have, or also for hunting different animals, what kind of energy is needed, so if they're good or not, and what the minimums are for that kind of stuff. And so here's what I came up with. For squirrels and rabbits and things like that, you need between like 4 and 5 foot-pounds of energy minimum. Crows, pigeons, sparrows, 2.5 to 3.5 foot-pounds of energy. The fox, raccoons, bobcat, opossum, minimum of 8.5 to 10, maybe even up to 40 would be good. Groundhogs around 8 to 10. Turkeys with a really good head and neck shot, minimum of 2, preferably around 20 foot-pounds. And the foot-pounds is the energy that the projectile carries coming out of the weapon, or as it enters the animal or person. This is some calculations I did just with a standard pellet, with a standard weight, and BBs, and I did the rifles in 2 different calibers. With the BB gun, BBs weigh about 5.1 grains, as advertised. If you're shooting something like a Red Ryder at 300 feet per second, that would give you a little over 1 foot-pound of energy. At 420 feet per second, it would be, which like a lot of the pistols are, that's about 2 foot-pounds of energy. And like at 500 feet per second, you're looking at 2.83 foot-pounds of energy. And a lot of the rifles have that. A lot of the BB rifles. The rifles tend to have a little higher velocity than pistols because of the length of the barrel. With the 177 caliber pellet rifles, with the 7.9 grain pellet, which is like a standard weight pellet, like a Crossman Premier Hollow Point, which you can buy from like local sporting goods stores and Walmarts and things like that. At 420 feet per second, would be like a really low powered pistol, or like an average pistol, or maybe a junior rifle. You get 3.1 foot-pounds of energy. Then you work your way up. The standard junior rifle, brick barrel air rifle for pellets, they shoot around 500 feet per second, and then you get 4.39 foot-pounds of energy. A little bit larger capacity, you get 700 feet per second, it gives you 7.9. And then, it gives you 8.6 foot-pounds. So then you can get into like the small game and stuff like that. You can shoot like groundhogs and things like that. The only thing that those wouldn't be good for is, like fox, raccoon, bobcats, and possums, things like that. But if you get into something that shoots like 750 feet per second, like my good boy Lon, he's got one that shoots 750. Then you got like 9.87 foot-pounds of energy, and that's about the minimum for shooting the small game like raccoons, possums, and fox and stuff. I've shot 3 raccoons, I think, 2 or 3 raccoons with my pellet rifle. And kill them. Now, that was with the 177 pellet rifle. Now, with the 22, here's the numbers for that. A junior rifle, say or a pistol, like a Crossman pistol, with a variable pump with like 10 pumps, gets about 420 feet per second. But I'm figuring it 400. It starts off at 5.08 foot-pounds of energy with the average Crossman Premier Hollow Point 14.3 grain pellets. Then it goes on up. The junior rifle of a 500 feet per second one would be 7.94 foot-pounds of energy. So you need at least like a little over 550 feet per second with a 22 caliber to get into shooting the raccoons and stuff. And then for like wild pigs and stuff, you could do the 800 feet per second, like with something like a Benjamin Prowler or something from Walmart or wherever you want to buy it from. Okay, now this is penetration numbers for like if somebody was an intruder or if you accidentally shot somebody. This is for penetration. So I figured up some different numbers. The reason I did the middle ones with 671 feet per second is because if a rifle is shooting that fast at that speed, 671 feet per second, whatever grain projectile you have is how much foot-pounds of energy there is. So the 7.9 grain would penetrate 3.19 inches of flesh, and the 14.3 grain pellet would penetrate 3.74 inches. And then, so the higher powered ones would penetrate even more. I figured up the 10 foot-pounds of energy for the 177 and for the 22. So with the 177, you would penetrate 3.59 inches with 10 foot-pounds of energy, and the 22 would penetrate 3.13 inches. All right. Now, getting down to what, like the Crossman variable pump pistol and the average pellet pistol at, say, 400 feet per second, this is the penetration into flesh with those. So, if it was like a 22 variable pump pistol shooting 400 feet per second, a 177 caliber, the smaller one, you at 400 feet per second, you would penetrate 1.9 inches of flesh, and that's your standard pellet gun or BB gun that you can buy like at regular stores. And then the 177 at 600 feet per second, like the Umarex Morph, that penetrates 2.85 inches of flesh. My mom has one of those. And then the average 22 pistol at 400 feet per second would penetrate 2.23 inches of flesh. So anything from like 400 feet per second on up, is definitely capable of causing some damage. So you gotta be really careful, always treat guns safely, keep them locked up, away from children, keep the ammunition locked up in a separate place. You gotta be at least 18 years old to buy BBs or ammunition in California. So I just wanted to share this with you. Just a little project I did this morning. A little bit of calculating. The main thing is accuracy and safety. Whenever you're using any guns, safety's first. Thanks for watching. That's about a 10-minute video of me just talking and probably boring to some people.